my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I'm going to kit up another one of my Homfun small paintings. So this one's still in the baggie. Excuse me while I get everything out. I'm going to try and use these bags for storing all my rubbish. We'll see how tidy I am. So this one has 13 colours, and there is no more than 4 bags for any of the colours, so I know that they will all fit in this 28 container that I'm going to use. So first things first, let's actually chop out the image. I'm trying to work out if it's got a load of white around the outside of it, but it doesn't. It has a little bit, but not loads. So my trimmer is deciding that it wants to be a little bit furry on some of the edges, so if it's small enough to cut with scissors, I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to trim this as close as I can to the numbers on the sheet. I don't need the how many packs and how many pieces anymore, because I have already checked off the inventory and everything that I need that was supposed to be in the pack was in the pack. And then I'm going to go as close as I can to the symbols, and that just means that this is as thin a strip as I can really get away with. In fact, I've probably chopped a little bit off the 5200, but not enough that I can't tell what it is. And then I'm going to chop it down so that all I've got is my 13 colours, and I've got the symbols and the DMC numbers. And then we can remove the trimmer, and I'm going to use a little Xyron sticker maker. I currently have the permanent adhesive in this. A kind subscriber sent this to me because they are harder to find in the UK. They can be found, but they're harder. And what this does is this makes my inventory sheet a sticker. So I'll peel off this top coating and all the excess sticky that's not stuck to the back of my paper. And then I have my inventory sheet of stickers. And this is the best way to do it. And I think this is also, I mean, I like Homfun and I like their diamonds. I like the diamond quality. But the fact that they send an inventory sheet always makes me smile. So I'm going to chop these down so that I'm able to peel off each individual symbol. And I'm going to do this similar to the way I've done another one. I'm not going to stick them onto the containers in DMC number order. I'm going to stick them in symbol order. So we'll start with A. There's not many letters in this one. Most of them seem to be numbers. So we've got A. Oh, we do have B. We've got B. Try and stick them straight. We have C. And then we have D. And then we have E. And that is all the letters that we have on this painting. We don't have the number 1. Can get confused for I. So we have 2. And that is totally not straight. Then we have 3. Let's see if I can get 2 a little bit straighter. There we go. 2, 3, and then we have 4. 5. 6. 7. And again, that one was not straight. In fact, there's a few of them that aren't really straight. 8. And then 9, which is the last one, and that one is 310. the dreaded 310. So while we've got that one out, let's pop 310 in. And what I'm going to do with the picture is I'm just going to put that upside down in the bottom of my case so that I know which picture these diamonds are for. And from practice, from using these containers, from past projects that I've done, I know I can fit 4 packets of these diamonds into this, into one section of this storage. So in fact, let's do them in order. There is not that many colours that I have to look through. Now these 5200, similar to my others that I got, are also on a slant. It's as though the bag has been crimped wrong, so they're sort of on an angle. I don't think I've cut that enough. So I'm still going to try cutting 2 bags. I don't think it's going to work very well though, because that just went everywhere. Yeah. It's sort of cut one bag properly, but it's not cut the other bag properly. And I think that is partly due to it being on a slant. When I fold them in half, it's not doing it right. So we'll do the next 2 bags individually, but I'm still making a mess. It's all good. So 5200 in DMC colours is actually called B5200, and that is classed as brilliant white. Just in case you were wondering, little bit of cross stitch thread knowledge. Okay, 420. Oh, it's there. So we only have 1 bag of this. So Homfun quite often will put all the bags together, so they will be joined up together rather than all being separate. 782. So this is like a sepia photo, this one. So we're working on a lot of browns, creams, and then of course some white. Okay, so 1 bag's emptied. Oh, there's a crease in the other bag. There we go. And then 951. This is a peach. I'm really quite looking forward to working with these small square paintings. It'd be nice to do a small painting that's a square. Make a nice change. Some of these bags are so creased the diamonds get stuck. And then we've got 3371, which if you've been doing diamond painting for a while, you get to know is a very dark brown. In some lights it can look black, but there is a very slight difference between that and black, and I say depending on what light you're in will depend on how much you can see that or not. Okay, 780. So for this we've got 3. So it's quite low packet numbers and quite low colour numbers as well in this one. So maybe we won't have quite as many spares as we will overall with some of the others that have more colours and more packets. Let's see. Okay, 3829. And I've just spotted we've got a rogue diamond. I've got no idea where that's come from, so I'm just going to get it out of the way. 3823, that's a yellow. Are we all out? Not quite. Okay. It's a very, very quick project to kit up this one. Sometimes it is very nice to do a small painting mixed in with some big ones. So I'm while I'm kitting these up, I'm planning on doing them alongside a big painting. And I'm just kitting up as many of these as I've got storage pots for. Okay, 738. Again, we've got 3 of these. Don't mind me while I wave my scissors all over the place. Seems a bit pointless putting them down. Get out. There's one stuck on the packet. A little bit static. So 738. And then we've got 736, of which we've got 4 packets. So again, this is sort of the maximum that these little storage containers would take. Quite often, if I use these when I'm working on a bigger painting, I will pop all the rest in a A5 bag that I quite often store. So for example, like this is actually storing diamonds for another painting, but quite often I will store all my diamonds in these when I have enough. With these small paintings, I seem to have gone through a few of them. I will store them in there, and if I end up with any spares, I will just slip them back in there and keep them with my storage. But on these small paintings, there is not a lot of packets of colours, just because of the size of it. They really don't need a lot. So this one's turning into a shambles. Okay, we're dealing with static on this one as well, and they're flying everywhere, so I'm just going to pop them into a tray. Probably won't help because it's plastic and plastic and plastic, but it was getting to the point where they were just going everywhere and I wasn't paying attention. So let's get these all in here and see if I can get them. There's still some of them jumping about, not too much that I've she says, and they all stick to her finger. Not enough that I feel I need to cut a dryer sheet. I do find that I will tip some of these into a tray and they will stick onto the painting very easily. I don't tend to have any trouble, and the further you go along, I find the more the static just sorts itself out. But a lot of that will depend on what country you live in and the humidity in the air as to whether that will work for you or not. I know some people have to put a dryer sheet in all of theirs just because of where they live. So last one, 435. Okay, so all the diamonds for that one are done. They only take half the tub. In effect, if I did have another diamond painting, I could potentially kit that one up as well if I had another one with 13, but I'm not going to confuse matters that much. I am going to do a little, I am going to change out this top sheet though. I don't always do this on all paintings, but I'm going to give it a go on some where it works. So I got these cover sheets, which can be bought on the likes of AliExpress. I've seen them in a few places now. They come in a 6x4 sheet, but I've cut them in half because I find that's a nice section to work on. And this painting, I think, is going to work for them a little bit better. So I'm just going to work out roughly where it needs to be and try and line it up by squares, or at least roughly. I can always readjust them when I'm working on the painting if I need to. But let's see how this works. So 3 across the top, overhangs a little bit, but no biggie. I could always do it from further down if I needed to. In fact, how far down do I need to go downwards? Well, there we go. So in fact, if I moved this one down a bit, get these to just fit on perfect. So they're a little bit different and odd shaped pieces to work on, in the fact that some are slightly smaller. This one of course is only half of it, but I find they're quite a nice size to work on. So now I can just peel that up, work on that section, and then move up or across depending on maybe how much time I've got. So maybe if I'm not diamond painting for as long, I'm only doing a little bit, I might do that smaller section. And these are reusable, so I just tend to stack them up in my little tub that I use while I'm working, and then I can use them for the next painting. So I like that way of working. It gives me, you can always cut the cover sheet, and I have done that before. I've done that on previous kittens up. Either way works, but at the minute I'm quite liking these, so I'm going to continue to use them for a while. So there's my painting ready, there's my diamonds ready with my little image so I know which one it is, and that's it, it's kit up. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.